I hope you're all well. Welcome to my channel. If you've not been here before, it's where I talk about twin flame process. So this video today is going to be for the new moon, which is actually today, and it's in Pisces. So it's healing energy, emotional energy. So that's first thing that's coming up is to say that healing the emotions means feeling the emotions. So it's not emotionless. It's going to be filled with emotion. So that's just stuff that's going to come up that you're going to have, you're going to be feeling around. Where it's healing doesn't necessarily mean it's going to feel good, because before it can feel good, before you can feel better, you're going to have to kind of feel everything. So it could actually be not feeling good this moon. Plus it's new moon, which is dark moon, which is the darker half of the psyche. So it's like if you viewed it 50-50, it's like 50% egoic, because that's the dark moon. So it's all about the mind and fear and worry. And then 50% emotion, which is Pisces, which is the healing the emotions. So there could be a lot of fear coming up, a lot of worry, a lot of stress. I personally have got a lot of lower back pain today. I woke up with lower back pain, which is like base chakra stuff, which is security and, um, well, all fear really down there. It's all about being alive and the fear of being alive, sex, death, taxes, all that kind of mundane, fearful stuff, fear of not having any money, fear of poverty, all that cheerful stuff coming up to worry about with this moon. You might have some of it, you might have a bit of it, depends how much you've already cleared out. If you're not going to have that, then it could be something else. You've got to look at the wheel, of the astrological wheel. Probably look at where what needs to be healed in your house is, the house of what needs to be healed, because that might come up. They're saying whatever is there, so that'd be different depending on what planets and sign that is. Say that's in your Virgo, then that might be around work. It might be fears around your work, your career, stuff like that. Yeah, so it's, it could be different for everybody what comes up. And then emotionally as well, so what there is to be healed emotionally is what comes up. There's a fear emotionally, fears of, the fears, sex, death, taxes. So with sex, it's about what you haven't achieved whilst you're alive. So it could be about not having a relationship. Oh, I've never had a relationship. Oh, I've never been loved properly, all this kind of stuff. Like, when is that going to happen for me? It could be that coming up in terms of what emotional fears come up. Anything else, there's fears of Pisces itself is a very, very emotional energy of, uh, it's not about Pisces personally, so I'm not trying to say personally about any Pisces, but just the energy of Pisces is a lot to do with kind of abandonment and feeling loss, feeling low, and then throwing yourself into what helps you make you feel better. Alcohol, drugs, that kind of stuff. So I'm not saying necessarily you might do that, but you might feel like doing it. You might feel like it's that hopelessness of, well, what can make me feel better? What can I do that's going to make me feel better? And it's not really a get up and go energy, Pisces. So it's not going to be like, okay, let me go and do something that's going to make me feel better. It's more like, what can I just take what will take the pain away? What can I do to numb the pain? That's what Pisces is all about. So when it gets into that healing mode, it's not a general everyday level of Pisces, but it's the deep healing that goes on, which is the self-soothing. That is what can just take the pain away. So you could be feeling all that come up. I needed to say actually before that just all started to come out, but I just wanted to let everybody know that I'm still available for readings. I did say in a previous video that some people are going to have to let go, but I just wanted to make sure that people understand that's not that you have to let go. I feel people holding back from coming for assistance. So I'm not saying it, I didn't say it because I meant like everybody has to stop coming to me. I said it because some people will just let go. It's time. So don't hold yourself back from coming if you need to come. Don't think, oh, I shouldn't be doing that because she said I must let go. That's not the case at all. You have to do what feels right. What feels right for you. And if it feels right for you to come, then you should come. And if it doesn't feel right, then you don't. So you honour your feelings. You don't do what you're told by anybody else ever. All right? It's always about honouring your feelings. So just need to put that out first. Because I do feel some people are kind of like, oh, should I go again for another reading? Is it? She said I should let go. I feel like there's energy around it. So just to say, you can do exactly what you feel. You certainly don't listen to me as like I'm telling you what to do ever. Like, you just take what you need. You let go of the rest. You do what feels best. You do what feels right. Okay, so as I was starting to shuffle these cards, this one jumped out, so that's why I switched on the video. So this card, oh look, we've got the sun coming out. So the sun will come out, basically. So everything will come good. So whatever it is that you go through that's very heavy at this moon, and it does feel like quite a heavy moon, is going to come good. So there's a reason for everything, right? And you can't see as you're going through something what that reason is necessarily. So when you are feeling like you're being pulled apart and broken into pieces by whatever energy is moving through you, which is about, you cannot put something back together until you've broken it apart, basically, which is what this Pisces moon is going to be about. It's going to be about breakdown, basically. They say in psychology, breakdown. People have a breakdown, they have mental breakdowns, they have emotional breakdowns. And it's when you're viewing energetically what's going on there, rather than from a psychological point of view, you've got to understand that what gets broken down gets put back together even better than before. So there's always a light at the end of the tunnel, and the sun will always rise on the moon afterwards, and that's what the moon's actually for. It's for the breaking down of the psyche, and it feels like it's being done to us, right? It's something that's happening to us that we might not like necessarily, because we want everything to always feel good, but you will rise up after this feeling better than before. So that's energetically how things are, right? Always. So that's the energetic process. When we talk about twin flame process, there is always the rise into feeling better after the plumbing the depths of the feeling worse, right? And that is how it works, because you're going down into what is the masculine template, feeling around in there, looking for what is not possible, what feels not possible, for what feels hard done by, for what feels unnecessary, what feels worthless. You're viewing it all, right, from that masculine point of view, which is the mental energy, the masculine energy, which is like, it's never going to get better, this is the worst it could ever be, this feels like hell, this feels awful. And then when you search around in there, and you're searching around mentally, emotionally, but actually what's going on is you're searching around vibrationally, then you clear it up. It's like you're plumbing the depths, right? Swimming around the bottom of the ocean, exactly like a fish, like Pisces, swimming around, bottom of the ocean, eating all the algae up. And then eventually going to come up for air, like a dolphin, like a whale, that are actually mammals, right, that come back up, that breathe the air, that are going to feel a lot better, that are going to start playing around on the surface again, having fun again, feeling good again. So it's all about feeling good, essentially. So the thing is, right, if you're going through this moon and you can't find your feeling good, because that's what it is, right, when you're plumbing the depths and you're in that masculine energy, what you're looking around for is something that's going to make you feel good. And essentially what life is always looking around for what's going to make you feel good, right? What will make me feel good? What can I do to make me feel good? What can I think to make me feel good? Where can I find a brighter prospect? Where can I find more hopefulness? Where can I find a feeling good? And that's what life's always about, right? So, and it, like they said, this moon however you move through it, energetically move through it. And it's only a period of, well, it starts now. It's coming on the 2nd. It starts now, right? Maybe a little bit yesterday on the 28th. And then it's going another 3 days after the 2nd, so 3rd, 4th, 5th. So what's by the end of Saturday, maybe Sunday morning, you will just let go. You'll let go of it. And you'll find feeling better. But I don't think you're going to find it during the moon. So, and then that feeling better will come out of the blue. It will come out of the blue. It will just be a laughter or a brightness that is where you've let go of what you've had to do, right? Where you will let go of how you're having to feel. Because twin flame process is all about what you have to feel, not about what you want to feel. Because we all want to feel good, right? If that was be so easy in twin flame process, but twin flame process is a process of duality. 2 people, 2 energies, 2 people each containing 2 energies, working through clearing templates of lower energy to higher energy, coming into balance, of being human, working from higher self, with inner child and inner adult, that's feminine and masculine energy, both in place, both in balance, right, in both people, and then 2 people come together as one. And so that's what you're working through. So that's a lot of energy to be working through. That's all the 2s, right? 2 energies, 2 people, 2 moons, full moon, new moon. The work that goes back and forth from one to the other, that's another 2. It's all the 2s. So let's get some cards out. Right, we've got the Emperor, which is masculine energy made manifest, and it's being in charge and it's mastery of masculine energy. And it's also quite a lot of brightness and hopefulness in this card. You know, in a lower way of looking at it, it's dogma, but it's actually release of dogma. Twin flame process is the release of dogma. It's the release of the masculine energy. And so we've got the sun there and the brightness and the hopefulness and the feeling good, which is coming into a better position around the dogma of the masculine energy. Okay, so that's kind of what they're saying there in that card. This is fixed right now. So it's manifested, right? 4, it's fixed. So it's like as we come into this moon, where you are in relation to what's going on with you is a fixed prospect. So like they're saying, there's not really anything you can do about it as you're going through it, except know that you're going through it and why you're going through it and what it's for. Is to rise into power. It's actually to bring the masculine energy into higher self. Rise into power, right? So that person that you're connected to who's outside of yourself, the work that you're doing inside of self, is bringing them into power. So that's what's going on as well, essentially. So you're going to feel a lot of them coming through you. So you're going to feel a lot of them, they are working from the masculine, you're working from the feminine, but you're going to be taking on board that masculine, it's going to be coming through you. You're going to feel a lot of them coming through you, their thoughts, their emotions. That's basically what they're saying there, right? So it's fixed, it's like it's coming in. So hang on to the sides, basically. You know, nail your feet down. Push the hands against the sides of the wall and hold on, right? And just know that that's what that is. So as you see it moving through, it could be coming through the mind, it could be the negative thoughts, the worries, the fears. It could be the emotions, it could be the feeling bad, it could be feeling like, you could just feel like your heart, like in your heart or in your gut, you could feel like unsteadiness. Like the inner child, when the inner child comes through to be healed, you can feel it in your physical body, stomach and chest area, anywhere around there, all of it actually probably. And it feels like you want to cry, basically. It feels like crying coming to the surface. And like, I just want to cry, kind of a thing coming through. So it might feel like that. And if that's the case, well, you just acknowledge it, right? What you do about it is going to be different for everybody, because some people will need to cry and let go. Some people are at that stage where they just need to cry and let go, and that's the healing, right? Because you just got to let it happen. Some people are at the stage where they are beyond that, and without any resistance to how that feels, they're going to be more in a mothering energy towards that inside themselves, and are more like, it's going to be okay, don't worry, it's going to be okay, and they're going to be able to do that. But whichever one you do is the right one for you. So there is not like one size fits all with it. It's just you do what feels best. And if you have to let go and cry, you let go and cry. And if you feel you can master that energy coming through, and in relation to that, without resistance, then you master it. He's 4 is mastery, right? So you master the masculine energy in whatever way you're being asked to do that at this point in reference point for you. Brand new beginning in the physical world coming, so that's what we've got coming up after this moon. So everything will rise into, a feeling better place, and a feeling more steady place, and a feeling more grounded place, and just feeling like more even keel, and and a let go in terms of what comes through. All right, and then we've got 2 of Pentacles coming out. There's 2 people, so it's about 2 people, right? It's about new beginning in the physical world for 2 people, and everything's starting again. It's been very easy to just say, well, this is about a reunion in the physical, which ultimately it is at some point. But this is about, first of all, bringing it into balance energetically inside yourself. So when you are at an even keel inside yourself, it's basically when you have mastered the masculine energy inside of yourself, then that is when the journey starts again for the 2 people coming together that are both in mastery. Basically mastery of your triggers. So you're no longer triggered into that feeling like you want to cry. And that's a process of getting into being organised around that, self-organised. So it's not like you go straight away, oh, I don't want this crying because I want to be in my physical reunion. And that's what I want. And then that's what I'm going to get, because it would be so nice to have that, wouldn't it? It's so easy to skip from A to Z into that position, but it's not, because it's a process. So you will go through the process of mastering the masculine that comes up inside of you, which is the unhealed aspect of self, basically. The unhealed inner child, because your inner child inside of you is your twin. So that feeling of wanting to cry is them. So it's a process of coming into a better arrangement around that inside of yourself, which is the observable. It's observing it first of all. It's seeing what it is. It's understanding it's there, and that it's coming up, because some people don't even know that feeling, so you could be in a position right now where you don't even know that feeling inside of yourself, and it just comes out and you cry, and then you move through the process, you move into more understanding. Oh, I've got that feeling again, like I want to cry. It feels like I want to cry. And then you do cry, and then you move into a better position around it yet again through the moons of, oh, I feel that feeling coming up again, but I know what it is now, and I know it's my inner child. So you start to talk to your inner child in a soothing way. There's a lot more to the process of that, but you're letting go of all the fear. So as well as that, you've got the voice in the head that stops and calms down throughout the process. So instead of allowing yourself to be in that enraged version of what you think is yourself inside your head, where you're tearing yourself apart with like anger or resentment or negative thoughts, that calms down as well towards the end of the process. So you're no longer inside yourself in that way. So basically it's coming into alignment inside of yourself, right, which is what the process is about. And this moon is part of that, and it's going to affect everybody differently from where they're at. But you can see there are different, I've only mentioned 3 examples of each, I guess, but there is, the process is a process that is elongated. So it moves in a minuscule creations of self through the moons, through the new and the full moons, not just sweeping statements of self from, it's not about year to year. It's not about month to month. It's only in relation to moons. Okay, so next cards. Wisdom, the Hermit. Get these out all at once. 10 of Swords, which is an ending in the mind. And two again, two wands, two of wands, which is steps forward as well, movement forward. And so got two there, look, two of pentacles, movement forward for two people. New beginning, so like they say, reunion comes, right, but reunion comes through the ending, the death of everything, and that on that top of there you get the rebirth probably. So that is how it works. Wisdom, this is alone time, right, and this is soul searching, and this is how truth comes from that, authentic truth. So understanding yourself, because that's what wisdom is all about. It's not an abstract understanding, right? It's not it's in relation to self, always, wisdom. So you only learn through yourself, really. There's books out there, I suppose, there's videos out there that will prompt you and poke you in the right direction, but it's about unearthing self. That is the real learning. So that's what we've got there, because you can only hang on to real understanding if it's coming from self. Otherwise you'll read it and or maybe you'll look at it, and then if you don't feel it, you can't. This is a feeling journey, right? So it's coming from feeling, and feeling is intrinsic inside you. Your feeling changes on this journey, so you change from feeling bad to feeling good. So that's your work in progress, right? So you could say it's an aim, but it's not really an aim. It's just what the process does. It's how it takes you through from essentially not being in a coherent way, understanding feeling bad, and moving into absolutely coherent understanding of having feeling good and wanting to hang on to feeling good, and having learned about feeling good, right? So it's got to be feeling, not mental understanding. Okay, and then we're going here, creation, and this is creation in the physical. Two people there running through the ending in the mind, creation in the physical. Feminine groundedness, Queen of Pentacles here, in relation to new beginning, ending in the mind. And then here we have the Fool and a brand new journey, and 0 point. So like they said, what's inside of you, inner child, inner adult. So that's, well, inner child and ego is your inner adult. So your inner adult is where you talk to yourself in your head, right? Because it's a grown-up you that can do that, and the ego as well, which is us, where we talk to ourselves and tell ourselves, oh no, you can't do that because that's just a outlandish imaginative thing that is, you've got to knuckle down and get on with the hard work. That's what the ego says to you. But actually this job that you're in, twin flame process, has got nothing to do with that. So it feels really like brushing up against something spiky when you go through an egoic moon, which is dark moon, in a Pisces energy, because Pisces just wants to be fluid and emotional and not have to think about things that are dogmatic and doldrums and workaday, and think about the money in the bank, or think about the job that has to be found, or think about the shopping that's got to be bought, or think about, what I mean. Pisces doesn't want to do that. Pisces just wants to daydream, and it wants to imagine. So you got that brushing up against this egoic moon, basically. So that's where the hard work is, right? Where you have twin flame process, you've got choice here, right? Wisdom, choice. The choice, if you're going to make one, is to go with the Pisces energy, right, and just be fluid around this moon, because it's going to be hard work if you're in that mode in your head, like, no, I've got to think about how to do this, I've got to think about the bills. You're going to find it really difficult because this moon is Pisces, so it doesn't want that. So in whatever way you can release the resistance inside your head, ending in here inside the head, is the best thing for you to do. You've got Queen of Pentacles coming out here, so this is also very about nature. So it could be going outside. That would be very good for you, getting out just outside for a walk, if smelling the fresh air, being around animals, nature, that kind of stuff. Very grounding for the feminine, got that there. So in terms of new beginning, and also this is like physical energy as well in the Ace of Pentacles, and it's a one, so it's kind of like clarification. It's like standing alone, right? Standing alone in nature, basically. That's what it's saying there. And letting go of the mind. See what's underneath. Justice. So that's the right thing, basically, to be doing. And the harmonizing as well of the two halves. And 11, which is justice, which is awakening as well. And that is, it's also a 2, the 1-1s. So basically, you do what's right for your twin flame process, if you are in a place to understand that, yeah. And that is to separate from your mind inside yourself. End the ego inside yourself. So end the negative self-talk and choose to do that. That's the wisdom, right? Because that inside of you is your twin. So, and if you want this, if you want to be working with the process, and if you want to be assisting the process, and if you want to be working with the moons, then your choice would be to do that, right? Not to allow yourself to be taken over completely by the mind, and to be in that, you know, when you're worried and you're stressed and it literally feels like you want to pull your hair out, get hold of your head. That's not where you want to be. So whatever takes you out of that mentally. I'm going to put one more down on there. Love. Ace of Cups. So it's do what you love. Find what you can do to feel good. This, for me, stands for drinking wine as well, which is always lowers my resistance. So for some of you, that might be the same as well. It's fluidity, the Ace of Cups, right? Standalone energy, number 1, fluidity. Separate from mind completely. This is complete emotional, unconditional love. So what is the exact opposite of like all the torment in the mind is that, right? Is to just focus on what feels good. CBD, is it CBD oil? That's also really good if you don't want to drink. Painless, takes the pain away. Completely legal, takes the pain away. Sometimes I use that, actually, 20 milligrams of that, and I just, whoop, I'm asleep on the sofa before I know it. So that's a good one to use, right? So you might want to just take yourself out of the game with that for a little bit of the moon. You know, baths are really good. Water, getting in a salt bath, that's really good as well. And just lounging around there and being like a fish. So that could be good for you. Justice, let's see what's underneath on that. Twin flames, so it's what you see, you're soothing. What you're doing through this moon is you're soothing the twin flame that is inside of you. That is the part of the person that's outside of you that exists inside of you. So it's a vibrational link you've got, but this is not a mystified thing, right? So you can actually work with the process in a fundamental, physical, manifested way, and that is through your mind and your emotions, and understanding that that person exists inside of you as a representation of the vibration that you are connected by as your mind, your inner adult, and as your emotions, your inner child. So how you work inside yourself with your inner adult and your inner child is actually how you work with the twin flame process. All right, and this is healing. This moon is healing it. It's almost like, I feel like they're saying just get in position. Well, they did earlier because they said nail your feet down and push your hands against the wall. But that can feel, some people are ready for that, right? It's like the resistance comes in waves. So with a new moon, you get the resistance of the masculine coming through you. And that is the dogma, right? So it's like, it can feel like anger. It can feel like blame. It can feel like in any way you're attacking yourself on the inside in your head, right? If you're not used to it, it can just take you over, and it can feel so awful to be in that energy. The best thing is to go to sleep somehow, and just weather the storm, they're saying. But other people who are further through the process and more proficient at this energy coming through, it's more about owning it and being in charge of it. Because you know it's coming through. So it's mastery, you see. That's what the mastery is, owning it and being in charge of it. So it's kind of like, I know what it is. I know this is the person that I'm connected to outside of me that's coming through me. And instead of getting angry or being blameful, because it would actually, however you're doing that inside yourself, You're either having it, it's about them and it's coming through you. So what is they're going through is coming through you. So it's not even relating to you, although you will relate it to yourself, or related to, yeah, in either way, or you don't even understand why it's coming through, right? And you're not even kind of connecting it to yourself. It's just irrational anger and irrational resistance. So those that know that that is that, instead of going into that mode where you let it come through and you get angry, it's about what is right here, justice. It's about, okay, just know it. See if you can hold on to the sides and master it and be above it. Be in your 0 point, full 0 point, right? Your master perspective. Emperor, masculine energy, full, which is 0 point. Let's go on those. Happiness and joy in the emotions, 3 of cups, and then we've got 10 of pentacles, completion in the physical. So when the journey, the process completes in the physical, so that would be when you reunite, is when you have learned to master it, right? What masters it is feeling good. At the beginning of the process, you don't even know what your feeling good is. It's like, what the hell is feeling good? Did somebody say feeling good? I don't even know what that is. What does that mean? By the end of it, it's like, that's where you're meant to be located. Your feeling good is where you're meant to be located. But it's because of the process taking you away from that feeling good, right? Because the masculine comes in and takes you away from the feeling good. It's about finding the feeling good in relation to what comes in. So again, if you're in that location now, in your vibrational story, in your process, where you're able to remain in your feeling good, how can you find the feeling good, right? In relation to what comes through, that is the masculine coming through you. So when you're hitting up against a storm, right? When it's coming through you like a storm in this Pisces healing mode, what key reference points have you got for your feeling good? Because there might be things that you have that you have used before. For example, I have some little simple things. I've got 2 cats that come in my garden and they make me laugh and I love them. And just looking at them sometimes and their little ways makes me laugh and makes me feel really good. So if I've got a storm moving through me in relation to the masculine energy, sometimes actually quite a lot of the time, I just picture one of the cat's faces. And again, I'm laughing as soon as I picture it because their little mannerisms make me laugh and make me feel love. And it's such a simple thing to do. I don't have to go out the house. I don't have to get dressed. I don't have to move from one room to the other. Just picturing that face makes me laugh. So you might have something like that you can use. Babies' faces, Sometimes I picture my friend's baby's face. That makes me laugh. Or their little mannerisms. And the birds and the things like that. So finding your feeling good in whatever way, it's priceless, right? It doesn't cost a thing to do that. It's not like, oh, life is so terrible, there's nothing that will make me feel good. You just use the simple little things to find the feeling good for as much of the time as you possibly can. And that might not be all of the time, because when it hits, this energy of the masculine coming through to be mastered, you can't beat yourself up because you're not mastering it 100% of the time, because that would be masculine energy. So you cannot beat yourself up or put yourself into shame or get angry with yourself or be negative with yourself. That's another thing that you can just understand, because that's a let go, right? And a let go is simple if you understand that that's what you need to let go of. So you just let go of anything that you would do to yourself like that. And if all you can do is curl up in a ball and weather the storm and sleep, then you do that, because sleeping will put you into less resistance. So that's what you do, right? And that's what you understand you have to do. That's where you're putting your emotional self first and not your mental self. You're not trying to push through and change things. You're just acknowledging what's coming through. It needs to be mastered. How do I master it? Can I master it by being observable of what it is and, maybe picturing my animal's face? Or do I need to curl up? Do I need to just go to sleep for the duration or part of the duration? So feeling good in whatever way you can. Like I say, maybe you need a glass of wine or CBD or whatever it is that you choose to use when you're feeling good is overtaken by the masculine energy. And then you use that. And that's how the journey completes, right? 10 of Pentacles here, because that's abundance, right? That's you having learned to master it. So it's not the mastery as such, right? It's the learning to master it, and it's the acknowledgement that it needs to be mastered, and it's therefore the being in accordance with the process and acknowledging the process, and that is the mastery. Do you see what I mean? Because you'll never completely master the masculine energy, because it can't be completely mastered. It's energy. It would be like saying you're going to get a child and you're going to sit them down on a chair and you're going to say you've got to sit there for 10 hours and not move. I mean, how much luck would you have with that, right? What are you going to do? Tie the child to a chair? So it can never be fully mastered. It's energy, it's wild, it's free. So all you can do is learn that there is a process of mastery that can be applied as such in small amounts as needed sometimes. And then you kind of grow into the process, and you become abundant in the process. Right, so that's kind of what that is there. And then you're ready, you see, because masculine is made manifest at the end of the journey. So again, you will literally, what are you going to do with the masculine outside of yourself when you don't like something? Tie them to a chair and sit there for 10 hours. You're not going to be able to do that. They will be at will, right? They will be a force of will in their own right. So do you see what I mean? Anyway, I hope that makes sense. Right. 2 of Pentacles. I've got Queen of Wands, so that's vibrational self of the feminine, right? So it's like it's this other person moving through your vibration. But again, it's not something that is mystical and wah-wah that you can't understand, because what's in vibration is mind and emotion. So you can understand it through that. You can much more get to know your mind and your emotions than you can your vibration. Right, and if you think you understand your vibration, again, it's just much more profitable, and this journey, much more you're much more engaged with the process if you learn to view your emotions and your mind as your functions, right? Because energy is unviewable, really. Yeah, you can feel a release, right? And you can feel yourself rise into a better vibration. Basically, when everything gets let go of and you feel better, that's when you're in vibrational oneness, right? That's when your vibration's thriving and optimum. It's a let go point. So it's not like you're thinking about anything. It's not like you're feeling about anything. So that's how you know what your vibration is and how you're creating your vibration, because you're not in your mind and you're not in your emotions. Right, but you can't be in your mind and in your emotions in flux and in tension and in resistance and have vibrational accuracy. Because if you are in the emotions and the mind, you're not in vibrational accuracy. Do you see what I mean? So it's always about viewing it from mind and emotions is much more beneficial, because then you can actually see how, like they say, if it's let go in those places, then your vibration is fine, right? So you wouldn't have to say, well, how's my vibration? Well, look at your mind and your emotions and see what they're doing, and then you'll know where your vibration is. If you're in torment in your mind, or if you're feeling anything, you're not in vibrational accuracy. But this is about 2 people. So if you've got something coming through you, moving through you, you're going to feel it. And that's just how it is. So again, that's ownership, right? So you're owning the process. And when you own the process, you kind of let go. Because you're like, okay, well, that's what that is then. So I understand that. So I can let go of that being anything about me not getting it right. Because what it is all about, everything is basically what's underneath it all, right? Somehow, in respect of you in existence in the physical domain, is I'm not getting it right. That's what's underneath it all. It's a big negative doorstop. I'm not getting it right. Right, that's why I feel bad. And it's not even about twin flame process. I'm not getting that right. It's like I'm not getting life right. Okay, so that's the bottom line understanding that really needs to be let go of. Where are you when you let go of that? Well, you're nowhere, right? You're 0 point. You're fluid. You're free. You're expansive. You're absolutely in 0 point. But how you let go of that is the only way you can let go of that is by saying it doesn't matter. Nothing matters while I'm alive. There's another big let go, right? It's like the bottom dropping out of your world, because everything's supposed to matter while you're alive. Because this is it, right? This is all there is. But that's not the truth. The truth is that we're forever. We don't ever die. There's no such thing as death. We're expansive. We are unlimited beings, limitless beings, powerful, energetic beings that have always existed and always will exist, right? So that's turning the tables on a viewpoint, isn't it? That's a huge let go, but it takes away that I'm not getting it right, because there's no getting it right. It's just, this is for now, and everything else is what is forever, and it's not this. So there's no getting it right. It doesn't matter. So we got that there, turning things on their head in terms of physical existence and how you consider that to be. Because when you view physical existence as so confined into like whatever it is you're going to live for, or be alive in physical form for, right? You're confining like everything down. It's like you're just like squashing it down into like, oh my God, there's no time to get it right. How am I going to get it right? And in that, there's so much resistance to everything and anything that you could possibly have whilst you are here. The only thing that gets you it all is saying it doesn't matter and letting go, right? So creation in the physical, and that's the power, 9 of Pentacles. So that is you. This is your vibration, right? And your vibration, yes, you see that bottom line of like, I'm not getting it right, is because you're in twin flame connection and you're disconnected from someone in the physical. So because you're disconnected in separation in the physical, right, you feel like it's only going to be right when that comes into the physical. And until then, everything's wrong. Okay, so that actually, that feeling that in the vibration is making that, holding that at bay in the physical. So it's like ownership over the process, right, is understanding, yes, I am here to go through this. And I am here to go through this separation. Because this separation is about what's bringing into alignment inside myself, the masculine and feminine, which has to happen first, which is going to bring me into vibrational accuracy. So the understanding has to be that, right? And that is the power of alignment, which is what she is. She's manifested into the physical. She listens to higher self. That means she acknowledges a vibrational understanding, and then she works with what she's got, right? She works with what else she's got around her, which is the nature in the garden and the creation, through just the creation in the physical of the one thing that's aligned with a vibration, which is the only thing that's aligned with a vibration whilst you're in physical, is you're feeling good. There isn't anything else. Vibrational accuracy, point of attraction, is feeling good. Full stop. It's not feeling this way or that way about anything. It's just feeling good. It's just feeling satisfied and you could say feeling composed. You know, we've got the 4s, which is about the 4 feet on the ground, and the I just need to do this with this. Hang on. See what's going on? Is everything still going on? Yes. The 4s, right, which is about the stability and the made manifest and the masculine energy, and the being in existence and the being physically manifested, and all of that is I've forgotten what I was saying because I switched that on. It'll come back if it's necessary. Is it necessary? I don't know. I'm letting go of it. Right. It'll come back if we need it. Okay. Ace of Pentacles. Expansion energetically. 10 of Wands, right? So that's the expansion energetically. And down here, Queen of Pentacles. Hierophant, relationship. So it's a relationship to your vibration. Because that's what we were just saying, isn't it? Your point of attraction, you're feeling good. It's having your 4 feet on the ground, being in mastery of the masculine energy. That's what it's all about. So it's your relationship to your vibration, the expansion of your vibration. That is what it's all about now. So basically at this moon, it's just about letting go, basically, and not being any kind of resistance inside yourself. So not being in any kind of feeling bad. So noticing whatever feeling bad is coming up and then just disregarding it. Because what can you do with feeling bad? Nothing. It's not good for anything. It's got no use. It's pointless because it doesn't bring anything but more feeling bad and more to feel bad about, right? But if you can't get into feeling good, then maybe you can at least let go of the feeling bad, right? Because even letting go of the feeling bad and not choosing to be there is better than that. Even if you can't find like something, really good, a really good way to feel, just a feeling not bad is better. The Hermit and the form showing up, Page of Pentacles, which is about a form that shows up. So that's the wisdom that we just said, and that's you want the form to show up on the feeling good and the ultimate end of the journey, where you're understanding the difference between the feeling good and the feeling bad, where you're understanding what resistance is and what resistance isn't, where you're understanding your relationship with your own vibration through your mind and your emotions, where you're understanding that your relationship with your twin is a relationship inside of yourself through your mind and your emotions. Ultimately, vibrationally, yes, and you're both connected through a vibration, but the connection is about the point of attraction. It's not just connected through vibration. Oh, we're connected through vibration. That would be very nice, wouldn't it? To just know that and then to be in and out of feeling good and feeling bad and in and out of moons and the masculine and the feminine and up and down in vibration and constant up and down. But actually, the location of reunion, physical reunion, which is the end of the vibrational work, is point of attraction, which is feeling good. So you get two that are connected in the physical with the energies inside of them, which they share, that move between them, which is the mind and the emotions, which is taking them in and out of vibrational accuracy, point of attraction, until that they have consumed the process. So they have moved through and they have burnt through that vibrational back and forth and in and out and up and down until they are finally residing in point of attraction more and more and more. It's like a tick-tock, 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 back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, slow, until vibrationally located. More of the time and more of the time and more of the time and more of the time in vibrational accuracy and point of attraction, and then the form shows up on that. And you get myriad forms showing up on that. So you don't just get physical reunion, you get everything else that's associated with feeling good, so other things that you've got in your vibration. So that's it, right? Expansion, energetically, Ten of Wands, on what you bring to yourself, brand new beginnings in the physical world, through the feminine groundedness in relationship to physical existence, right? Being physically formatted. And the other physical form showing up from that wisdom, right? Which is all good, because it will be good, because you won't be going through the process if it wasn't eventually going to be good. And then here, the Two of Wands, which is what comes in again, movement forward. And the World card, completion and freedom from this process which you're going through, which comes from the understanding of the process and the moving through the process and the being on board with the process and navigating the process, basically, like that person walking through the two, right? Walking through the masculine and the feminine, observing the process, freedom of the process. And there isn't anything else but that, really. There isn't anything. See, look, ending in the mind, and then this is unconditional love, and the oneness that's unconditional love. So this oneness is like the service that you're here for. It's the recognition of what oneness is, which is purity, right? Which is vibration, which is let go, freedom, live and let live, no judgment. All judgment is resistance, for example, judging others, having opinions. I mean, it's not it can't be helped a lot of the time because you're human and you've got a mind, and that's what the mind wants to do. But ultimately, freedom from that, right, which is the oneness of, like, if you think when you cease to exist physically, you become vibration, and vibration has no opinion. So that's the journey, right? Because you're coming into that vibrational oneness, which is actually what love is. Love is no judgment. It's not, love isn't something, it's nothing, right? It's just no judgment, it's freedom. It's live and let live. Because as soon as you start to have an opinion about anything or anyone and it not being right, then you're in judgment. So as soon as you start to have an opinion on love beyond it being nothingness and freedom, you're in an opinion. So how do you, it's like every time you could enter that energy of freedom, and then your mind wants to chirp in with, yes, but you can't love that because what about that, and what about that, and what about that? Or they do that, so you can't love them. It's like, well, love is freedom. It's like you can love everything for exactly the way it is by choosing to not have an opinion on it. Choosing. So that's using your ego in a successful way, right? Because the ego will have opinions on everything, but also your mind is your ego, so the power over the mind, the power over the masculine, is to choosing to observe your mind wanting to have opinions, and then choosing to not have an opinion, and to just love it as it is, however it is showing up, right? Without it having to just, if it could just be a little bit more like that or a little bit more like that, then I could love it. If he could just be a bit more like that or a bit more like that, then he would be just right. All that, right, has got to go, because also that's, well, I think we're done. Okay, so end of the story. Choosing two wands as well, moving through masculine and feminine, unhampered by them, right? So that is choosing to be observing what is coming towards you emotionally, mentally, to navigate your way through it. In whatever way you're going to do that at this moon, from whatever part of the stage of the process you're going through, and understanding as well, the wisdom is understanding that whatever it is that's going through you, that's moving through you, is exactly how it needs to be. So there is no healing beyond the healing that you're going to do. All right? You don't have to search outside of yourself for anybody else to fix this, because they can't. It's you that fixes it through the process that you go through. So you know that you've got all your tools, right? You have all the tools. It's just about, you're going to figure out how to use them as you move through the process. So it will all come to you. And little by little, you'll feel better and better and better and better and better until finally you're in so much feeling better that you're in feeling good. And then your feeling good will remain for longer and longer and longer and longer and longer through all the ups and downs and the ins and outs. Until after that, you're feeling good. You will be in mastery of your feeling good. When even it feels like your feeling good is going to go, you will know. Even if that it comes in just by knowing the moon lasts 6 days. And after that, I get my feeling good back. So why not have my feeling good now? Why not just know that now and have my feeling better now? Right? Freedom from the process, the world, completion, end of the journey. So that is that. Do we need another card? Let's put one down. Mastery of the masculine vibration. There, King of Wands. So that's basically what it is, right? Masculine vibration. It's the mind. Masculine is the mind. So vibrationally, because the mind and the emotions make up the vibration, all of you makes up the vibration, then it's the mind. It's mastery of the mind. And that masters what people call the masculine vibration. It's as simple as that, right? It's as simple as that. And once it's mastered inside of you, and it's going to move forward into the physical because it's no longer in resistance. Get one more out. There, King of Cups, mastery of love. So it's like that's the heart of the masculine that you're mastering. So that's what's inside that other person, right? It's their heart that you're mastering. Not by going outside of yourself and telling them anything, but by mastering inside of yourself, you're feeling good. Little by little by little by little until it's complete. Anything else? can't make this shit up, right? King of Pentacles, the masculine made manifest. So that's what that is. Then the person comes in the physical, right? That's got to be the end of it, right? Should we get one more out? Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune, which is timing, right? Which is, again, completion. I've just got to get them out again because that's brilliant. Wheel of Fortune, masculine made manifest, the heart of the masculine. Oh, where's he gone? Where's me, he's disappeared. Did I put him over there? Hey, that's crazy. We had the vibration of the masculine, and now he's disappeared. Where's he gone? There he is. How did he get there? That's very odd. Okay, and there, masculine vibration. So those in a row. Oh, because I put him on top of the world, that's why. It's not such a mystery after all. There. All right, that's it. So I'll leave you with that. I'll be back with some monthlies at some point. They're probably going to be a little bit late because it's the 1st of March today. But to be honest, I forgot about them. So, and I'm in process, so I'm much more just focused into my process at the moment, which is probably how it's meant to be. But we'll see. And if you wanted to get a personal reading or anything like that, yeah, in fact, I don't know if I'm doing any monthlies. I have to say, I might do. We'll see how it goes. I might do very short ones. We'll see. If you wanted to get a personal reading, anything like that, all my details are in description box below. And if not, then just, lots of love. And, have a good moon. I know it'll all work out. Everything comes from love, remember? Everything comes from love. So you have to find love in everything. It doesn't matter what it is. Like I say, just a face of an animal, something like that. As soon as you feel love for anything, and it doesn't matter what it is, it can be a cup of tea, it can be a picture on a wall, it doesn't matter what it is. Everything comes from love. So the more you can feel love, the better. And you might notice as well in this process that love comes through you. So nothing is ever held away from you, right? So always go with the flow of what is coming through. So towards the end of the process, a lot of love comes through you. So you start to feel love for a lot of things. And notice that, right? Because you will just suddenly be walking around and you'll suddenly be reminding yourself how much you love something, little things that you might not even notice that you're finding that you love. And it's all coming through you, right? And it's in your head and it's replacing all this negativity that you've gone through and all this anger or blame or shame or whatever was just like feeling love. So notice that and acknowledge it and feel it more. All right. Lots of love. Take care. Bye.